While the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics are now fighting for the last ticket to the NBA Finals, the offseason continues for the Golden State Warriors. During these past few weeks, there is one big question that kept on coming up, and that's about Klay Thompson's extension. Today we got some more news updates, and I think it's time we officially address this. Earlier last month, we got this updates from Woj saying that, quote, Klay Thompson, I'm told, has some expectations that he will be rewarded with a new max level contract extension this offseason. The Warriors could be facing payroll and luxury tax over $500 million. And then a few weeks ago, we got this report from Fadeaway World saying that the Warriors want Klay Thompson to take a pay cut on his next extension. Now that Klay wants a new max extension and the Warriors showed a bit of an interest to extend him on a cheaper deal, the big question comes, should the Golden State Warriors extend him at all? In today's video, we'll be breaking down this question and go over all data we have to fully answer this question. So without further ado, let's roll the intro.
Hi. I'm on my match in the dark. 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 I'm on my match.
Yo, what's up guys, Jason here back with another video. If it's your first time watching, I cover news and reports for every single team in the league. If you want the latest basketball news and rumors in your feed, all you gotta do is to leave a like and subscribe so that you won't miss any of my future upload. Now, just a very quick background information, Klay Thompson wants a max contract extension. In essence, a max contract is a category of contract the NBA teams can offer to qualifying players. The value is mainly determined by the amount of NBA experience that the players have. For Klay Thompson's caliber, it's going to be crazy high. And based on rough estimation, a max contract for Klay Thompson is going to be 5-year, $270 million. This means Klay will be with the Warriors through the 2028 to 2029 season. And if we do some simple math here, this is a contract that's worth $54 million a year. Right off the bat, the only player I believe on this Warriors team that deserves this number is Steph Curry, who is arguably the best point guard in NBA history. But for Klay Thompson, who went through 2 back-to-back season-ending injuries, it makes no sense to give such a big commitment. And plus, Klay Thompson is 33 years old and has 1 year left on his current contract. He is going to be in his late 30s for this new contract, and his health is going to be a big concern. Now remember, this final year of Klay Thompson's contract is going to be $43 million. In my opinion, it's already a huge overpay to give him that much money, so $54 million a year for his next extension is a big no to me. Now, that's just money itself. Let's now compare among the entire league. Looking at this first 11 players here on the 2023 cap hit ranking, there is no problem at all because we're talking about all the superstars right now. But once we go down a bit, we see Klay Thompson at 12 with $43.2 million. And if we go down a little bit more here, I think it's safe to say that a bunch of guys are way better than Klay. Now, you can make an argument that this contract was signed a while ago and things are changing. Well, let's just say we take Klay Thompson for one more season and we go to the next offseason, and if Klay actually signed that 5-year, $270 million max extension, he'll become the second highest paid player in the NBA, right behind Steph Curry. It's possible that his future cap will be a bit lower, but it's in the same ballpark. Of course, it's very true that the salary cap will be going up gradually, but this much for aging veteran is still a bit too much in my opinion. And plus, we already know bench is a huge problem for the Golden State Warriors. If we have 2 of the highest paid players in the league, getting more bench help will be a much bigger challenge. Now, by no means I'm hating Klay Thompson. I'm from Seattle and I've been watching him ever since he starts playing college ball at Washington State. But from a business perspective, I just don't think it makes sense considering his performance this past season. Now, let's go a bit deeper into Klay's career contract and stats so far. Of course, back in 2011, which is when he got drafted, he signed that rookie deal worth 4-year, $9.7 million. And when that ends, the Warriors give him a 4-year, $70 million extension. And after that, Klay signed a 5-year, $190 million massive extension with the team, which is the one he is currently on. Of course, I had no problem with any of them because Klay is such a key piece for this Warriors team and is a consistent all-star player year after year. However, these past 5 years changed my mind. Out of these 5 years, Klay only played 2.5 seasons because of injuries. Nonetheless, I will say that Klay is contributing on a decent level as usual, averaging over 20 points and shooting 40% behind the arc. But in the playoffs, he falls apart. In his final 3 games against the Lakers, Klay Thompson averaged 9 points. And to be honest, I just don't think it's a good idea to give somebody $54 million a year to fall apart during such key moments. And if you ask me, I think it's pretty interesting when Klay said that he is expected to be awarded with his new extension, even though he played really average in those games, if not below average. And let's just now put scoring aside, because no matter what you say, Klay Thompson will give you a solid 20 plus a night consistently, and he's always going to be a threat behind the arc. But here's what truly concerns me. This season, a big reason why the Golden State Warriors season falls short is their poor defense. The Warriors aren't just known for their lethal offense, but they consistently are the best defensive team in the league until this year. And if we look at Klay Thompson's defensive rating, it's getting pretty bad. It went from 103, 107, 108 range to now 116.6. I hate to say it, but that's one of the worst in the league. Once again, for a player that will make $54 million a year, I'm looking for someone that is a complete player on both ends of the floor. And as we mentioned before, Klay Thompson is now 33 years old, meaning his physical presence will only get worse. Lastly, I want to address this aspect outside of basketball, and that's the fan base. I'm sure if the Warriors don't sign Klay Thompson this offseason and don't offer him a new one next season, a bunch of fans will be disappointed. But I think it's important that we remain objective and let recency bias get out of the way. Eventually, we have to realize that Klay Thompson is not what it used to be after those 2 massive injuries. While one might argue that Klay is a critical part for this Warriors dynasty, it's also important to acknowledge that these players won't be in their prime forever. I think we all can argue that Klay's career is going downhill at this point. I truly appreciate what Klay has done for this Warriors franchise, but I think it's time to think about letting him go. If he plays decently well next season, I think a short-term deal is definitely on the table. But truth be told, this max 5-year contract is not realistic at all. And overall, all this aligned with the reports we got. Klay wants a new deal, but the Warriors want him to take a pay cut. I don't know how the market for Klay will be, but I would rather let him go than give him another massive 5-year contract. Alright guys, that's all we got for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you think the Warriors should extend Klay Thompson. And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and follow me on social media with all the links in the description box down below. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.